Today I'm going to show you how to set up your user defaults in the image to scope tools that are built into Xactimate. So the profile defaults are set up by the carrier or the profile owner, and they dictate what user defaults can be applied and also how to apply specific materials. However, they do allow a user default to override the profile defaults in specific scenarios. Then there is the lowest level of defaults, which is the estimate defaults, and those estimate defaults are going to be applied for that estimate only. The user defaults can be accessed in the Estimate Defaults tab under User Settings, and then you can go through and change any of these items in the user defaults if they are allowed by the profile defaults. If the profile defaults does not allow user defaults for a specific material or action, then they will not even show up in this list. So when you set up your user defaults, you need to make sure you hit save or any changes will not be applied. And also, if you want any changes to be applied to the current estimate that you're working on, you need to hit this little radio button in order for the changes to be applied to the current estimate. That is very important. Let's go into the specific settings in the user defaults. We'll go through the more complicated ones. First is high charges. So high charges, you can apply how high the eave length needs to be off of the ground in order for a steep charge to be applied. And that can be anywhere from 0 to 99 feet. This will not be applied to any flat roofs with a parapet. Then there's the next question, look at the connected roofs. So in this specific model, you have a roof that is higher than the lower roofs, but it is not connected to any of these lower roofs. And this eave length is 21 foot 6 inches off of the ground. So a steep charge would be applied to this roof regardless of whether or not it's connected to a lower roof. However, I'm going to show you a quick estimate where it is connected to the roof. So this roof, these roofs are about the same height, about 21 feet off of the ground. However, they're connected here and through here to the lower roofing section. So if that question is yes, then a steep charge would be applied regardless of whether or not it's connected to the lower roof. So it would be applied to these roofing faces. However, if it was applied and looking at the connected roofs, make sure to apply the radio button, hit save. Now the high charges are not applied at all to the current estimate because these higher roofs are connected to the lower roof. Next we'll go into drip edge. So drip edge is not going to be applied for the most part by default because the roof can be removed without removing the drip edge. However, if you want that default action to apply or automatically remove and replace the drip edge, that can be applied here for non-metal roofing types, and then for metal roofing types you can set those one or the other. And then you can also set the quality of drip edge that needs to be applied for both metal and non-metal roofs. The next one is that I'll go into is the ice and water barrier. So the ice and water barrier is going to be applied within slope ranges. We can apply ice and water barrier to the valleys automatically based on the user default. And then with the slope ranges 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, and then 8 and over. So I can determine how I want my ice and water barrier to be applied for the user defaults, and it's also in the estimate defaults. So I can have the estimate defaults override the user defaults in a specific scenario. Within each slope range, you're going to have the option to apply the ice and water barrier to that entire slope in that slope range. You'll have that option for each one. And then you'll have the option to apply ice and water barrier to eaves, or you can apply eaves to the exact coverage. Ice and water barrier is going to look at the warm wall, and the eave length. It is going to come in 36 inches or 24 inches from that warm wall straight up to the roof slope, and then apply the ice and water barrier on a 12-inch, 18 or 36-inch roll. So I'm going to apply this to automatically round to a 12-inch roll if it meets that point from the warm wall. And then I can apply that to a 24-inch or 36 inches from the warm wall. These are set up so you can follow the IBC, the International Building Code, and you can set these up by default within your specific region. To find out more about Image to Scope or a Geomni roof or Geomni property data package, please contact the email on your screen or the email in the description box below.